Okay, okay, I'm going to try to make this one shorter because I guess my computer will only let me record 10 minutes at a time here, and I'm hoping that, what do you call it? YouTube will take a 10-minute shot. I know it has to be a minimum of 3 minutes or they won't do it. But anyway, so he goes out, does his show. And this is part two of the Charlie Daniels story, by the way. And he goes out and does his show, and for 4.5 hours, Charlie Daniels just worked. You know, he did. And he came backstage after the show was over. We go back out, thank everybody for coming out, see you, yada yada yada. And Charlie's back there, and I mean, he is just wringing wet from sweat. You know, and that was a lot of work watching. And Charlie ain't getting any younger. You know, he's like Gilly. Gilly is 75 now. I don't know how old Charlie is, but I know from firsthand that working hard like that is hard on us old guys, you know. So anyway, he looks at me and he says, Gary, did you bring your parents back? He's looking around like, where are they? I said, no, man, I watched you work. I said, you worked your butt off. I said, I didn't think you'd want to mess with it, really. No, really, when I said I'd be honored to meet him, he says, I was really looking forward to it. And I said, you want me to go get him? And he said, yes, please. And I said, all right. So I went up, back out into the audience there at the summit, found them because they were waiting for me, and brought them back there. And Charlie walked right up to my dad, Mr. Ryder, I'm Charlie Daniels, like Dad wouldn't know who he was anyway, right? And my mom, he kissed my mom's hand. He said, Ms. Ryder, he says, thank you for coming to my show tonight. He said, follow us. We're going to go back here where we can have some privacy. So he took us back into this little room off to the side of the stage back there in the summit. We all sit down, and he takes out a guitar, an acoustic guitar. And he looks at me, he looks at them. He said, Mr. and Mrs. Ryder. He always talked to them. I mean, he ignored me at that point, and I loved it. I wasn't insulted. I was flattered. He looked at my mom and dad. He said, Mr. and Mrs. Ryder, he said, I have a new album coming out here in about 2 weeks called Me and the Boys. And he said, I have 4 songs on there I'm kind of partial to. And if you don't mind, I'd like to play those songs for you. And then y'all tell me what you think about them, seriously. I'm going, oh my God, you got to be kidding. So he did that. I couldn't tell you what all 4 of them were, but if you look at the album, Me and the Boys, one of them was about a truck. And one of them was about a guy that got his heart broke naturally. And one of the lines in that truck song was, I'll just stay out here and keep these 18 wheels moving along or something like that. Anyway, so he did those, and then he asked us what we thought about them and which one we liked best. He said, he said, I play so many of these things. He said, after a while, they all sound the same to me. He said, I really would appreciate your input. So they told him, which song they liked. And it's been quite a long time, so I really don't remember. But after that, we get into small talk, and my dad said to him, he said, Mr. Daniels, he said, Mr. Ryder, he says, you call me Charlie, that's fine, Dad. So, well, call me Herb. And they hit it off. He said, Charlie, he says, I noticed those beautiful rigs you've got out back and that bus. He said, I've never seen anything that pretty. And they were all black and chrome everywhere with the Full Moon Tour, what do you call it, the mural up on the side of them with Charlie. And if you take the Full Moon album and you look at that picture on that album, that's what was up on the side of that truck. And he took my mom and dad out to those trucks, and Sandra Lynn and I are just tagging along behind watching. And he took my dad on his bus, showed him the inside of the bus, and showed my mom the inside of the bus, and went out, and Charlie showed him on the truck where he designed the mural and how it went together and what his thoughts were and all that stuff. Spent time. This is after the man worked himself to death, and he spent special time with my mom and dad. So anyway, I'm going to close this video. I'm going to post a picture of my mom and dad with Charlie and a picture of me with Charlie that was taken in Little Rock, and hope that y'all enjoy. Between the other video, which was 10 minutes, and this one, which we're coming up on 5, you got 15 minutes of listening to me here. I don't think you listened that long when I was on the radio. So I thank you for watching this and listening to what I had to say. Mr. Schubert, all due respect, sir, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope I didn't waste a bunch of people's time. But I've been blessed with the radio business. I've gotten to do a lot of really cool things, and we'll talk more about some other people in the future. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. God bless, and we'll see you all next time right here on Facebook.